Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for checking out another episode of Flawless Fantasy Football, where you hear what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. The only platform on YouTube that's giving you guys 2.5 decades of fantasy football wisdom for the free ski. And guess what? You guys deserve it. You guys deserve it. Today, we're going to take on something new. Well, for a first time. We're going to do a super flex 10-team mock draft from the number 3 spot, courtesy of KnownAsBd. Kanoa built your next with your PPR draft. But we're going to do a super flex. So I must say, I'm going to keep it 100. I can say that today is the first day that Flawless ever did a mock draft superflex variety. But we're going to kick it off right now. Press like on the video. Make sure you comment. I want to know what you guys think. First, I want to talk to you and tell you about my understanding of superflex leagues. Now, I understand that they prioritize quarterbacks because 2 quarterbacks are starting, right? Right, okay. Now, having said that, if they're prioritizing quarterbacks and quarterbacks are going up the board, that would tell me that my mid to later rounds wide receivers are going later than usual. Especially in 10-man leagues. Maybe not so much in 12. So I'm going to assume that's the case here. So, and from the 3, what I'm going to try to do right off top is secure 2 elite quarterbacks for fantasy this year. Elite meaning, I mean top 6, top 5 and above. Top 5, top 6 and above. League-winning quarterbacks that I feel can already have me winning the position almost every time. All right? So that's what we're going to go with from the 3. Unfortunately, from Fantasy Pros, can't do live drafts from there. So basically, we're going to be doing a simulation. And it's going to be based off the ADP and the consensus rankings of the experts, of all the experts. It's over 100 of them, and including the Fantasy Pros experts. So what we're going to go to right in the mock draft simulator, because in the lobby, it doesn't give us those options. It just says join a mock, and they'll give you 10 teams, and it'll talk about the scoring, but it just says half point. And then you can get into these leagues, and they're actually real people. See, there's that one taken, that one taken. And they fill up. But unfortunately, they don't give us the option, unless it's in the premium features, in which you'd have to pay for. I'm not sure if it's in the premium features. But I'm not going to be paying Fantasy Pros, because Fantasy Pros can't tell me anything, because I'm flawless. So we're going to do the draft simulator. Going to start a mock draft. 2022 season. Half point PPR, snake, basic. 10 teams, 3rd position. 2 QBs, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, 1 tight end, 1 flex, right? 1 flex. And we got to get it to popping. Again, this is just a simulator. And may go do it a couple times just to make sure. Again, these are the consensus. These we get these, the ADPs, average draft position, Yahoo Sports ADP, Fantrax ADP, Sleeper ADP, Fantasy Football Calculator AVP, mixing all these things up with the experts in order for them to be able to draft with the bots. So let's get it. Let's go ahead and jump in here and see what's popping. from the 3 spot. Let's see what we can do. Now, this is a draft, okay? This is a draft. So you mock draft so you can see how fluent you are and what can pop off. Josh Allen went number 1. Jonathan Taylor went number 2. I expected that. Expected Jonathan Taylor to go off. And then Josh Allen. So we all know I believe in Justin Herbert. So we're going to pick Justin Herbert. And it's going to go all the way through. We're going to talk about it as it peruses through. Next pick went Patrick Mahomes, Christian McCaffrey, Austin Eckler, Derrick Henry, Dalvin Cook, Cooper Kupp, and Justin Jefferson finished out the first. Starting the second, Jamar Chase, Najee Harris, Aaron Jones, Lamar Jackson, Joe Mixon, Kyler Murray, then Kelsey. All right, okay. So what we're going to do here is, I want to take a chance and do that. You have Mark Andrews here. 10-team. In 10-team leagues, I really favor getting Kelsey in the second. I really do, because you guys already know Travis Kelsey is not the number 1 tight end. Nobody else is going to tell you that. Even though he got beat last year, they're still not going to tell you that because they don't have the cojones to tell you. The dude finna be 33 years old, doesn't have Tyreek there anymore, and you think he's going to outperform a tight end that he didn't outperform last year? Absolutely not. Now, here's the thing I really want to get. You know what? I'm going to that's so tough. I'm going to go ahead and get him. Damn it, I don't want to get hurt so bad. Wouldn't have all this time in real life, so, but I'm going to go ahead and get the tight end. Even though I really want to get Hurts right now, Hurts. So we're going to get Mark Andrews because I want the positional advantage. I would have snap done that any other time, so. All right, well, that works out for us because, look, Hurts is still there for us in the third. I believe in Hurts. I definitely believe he's a top 6 wide receiver. Actually, in the preseason game tonight, I heard he went 6 for 6. That guy's got bigger. Looked like he's got in the weight room, too. And the way he's been throwing the ball to A.J. Brown, if he could just stay healthy, and plus he runs, we saw the numbers he can put up. Like last year, he was a top 5 quarterback before he got nicked up and they started running the ball so much. So we got Justin Herbert, Mark Andrews, and we're going to go right there and we're going to go Jalen Hurts. Now you say, flawless. It's been 3 rounds and we don't have any running backs. Guys, especially in this type of league, when you have Mark Andrews, that's going to be patching up basically whoever else he's going against. And you have these, I don't see any other quarterbacks on the board that when we play them outside of, I do like the combination between Josh Allen and Burrow. But Burrow's nicked up right now. That's why I'm kind of staying away from him. We're pretty set. So a lot of these teams that are going to be having these pedestrian, questionable quarterbacks that are going to be throwing for 265 yards and 2 touchdowns and a pick, that's not going to cut it against the quarterbacks that we have on Team Flawless here at number 3. So just rest assured that that's the case. Don't feel some type of way about that. Let's go wide receivers now, right? You got A.J. Brown, Higgins, and all this type of nonsense. And look, Mike Williams way down there. So we're going to go to running back. I don't know who you guys like more out of James Conner and Breece Hall. It's tough. I'm going to go with James Conner for now because we won't have PPR. I like Breece Hall, but I can't pick him as my 1. I believe he's definitely going to be a monster going down the stretch, if not before then. But I want to stick with the better offense. So I'm going to go with James Conner. You got to understand, who else is here? Okay, good. All right, let's go James Conner. So James Conner's our running back 1. Now, never fret, my flawless fam, never fret. You're not going to be pristine across every single position. So if we're going to be pristine everywhere else, at least we can have just solid guys with that get receptions, with touchdown capabilities in our running back slot. They're not going to kill us. James Conner's not going to kill us, not unless he glass out. But that kind of going to go with anybody, right? So now it's time for wide receivers. We have to get a wide receiver right now. I like Pittman, but I don't like his upside like that. I know I had him in my wide receiver 1 at the bottom, like at the 12. I'm kind of changing my position about that, but whoever sneaks in at the 12 will probably be around running back 17, 18, like that anyway. So it's kind of that 12 spot can fluctuate a little bit. So we already got Justin Herbert. So I'm going to go ahead and make that combo and get that stack with Mike Williams. You guys know how I feel about Mike Williams. He's a wide receiver 1. He's a week winning guy. Justin Herbert, Andrews, Jalen Hurts as our quarterback 2, James Conner, and Mike Williams. So we're back to us here in the 6th round. I like the way it's falling. We still got DK Metcalf on the board. But unfortunately, we're going to go to running backs here. Not unfortunately. Now, you got ETN. Look, I'm going to tell you right now. ETN will not get a green dot. We won't get green from me. Remember, I'll be doing my color coordinations within the next week. I'll start that where I'm going to label each player, running back, wide receiver, and quarterback. They're going to get a green designation, which is a full endorsement from Flawless, a yellow designation, which basically means a 50-50 endorsement, which means I can see where they actually pop and do well this season, or I can see where they actually things can go bad and they can bust. But that's totally up to you to decide. Or the person could get a red designation. No time under God's green earth do I recommend picking said rat bastard. I don't care what round it is, don't pick them. So if you get a red, that's how I feel about it. Some people's like, oh, I can't believe you give them a red. I didn't give anybody a red last year that ended up popping. Tell you that right now. They deserve that red. So let's get back to it. I'm not going to pick ETN. He won't get a red from me, but he won't get my endorsement. Elijah Mitchell got knocked. He got in the preseason game here tonight on Friday night. No, did he play? No, I don't think he played. He don't have a game today. But he's nursing a hamstring injury. And that's concerning because the dude's already kind of glassy. So I would pass up on him. Dobbins is hurt, Josh Jacobs. So we know who's next. It's A.J. Dillon. We all know I love A.J. Dillon. So I'm going to go ahead and pick him. So A.J. Dillon is our running back too. Listen, I know some of you guys